Taking Justin off to college was exciting, but yet emotional. We were like, wow, this is actually here, this is actually happening. I was trying not to hover. At the same time, I felt good that he had that support of us being there.
College is different than high school, way different. You have to be more responsible. You really have to communicate with your professors a lot and ask a lot of questions for them to get to know you. Using the tools that are provided here on campus really helps me limit those struggles here. I do miss the traditions back at home. Mainly reasons because of our traditional food and also the dances and everything I do miss. My cousin's like, you should just stay to see the dances. I'm like, but I have classes and I don't know what they're gonna assign. It's just like high school, you miss one class, it could affect your entire grade because you don't know what they assign.
When you go to college, you're challenged a lot about your own beliefs of who you are, and when you're not grounded, in your community, you could easily, you just sort of disappear, because you don't want to face these challenges.
I have more appreciation for traditional stuff going on because growing up and being at home, it's like, oh, this happens all the time, like I can see it next year. But then when you're gone, it's like, dang, what if they just stopped doing it? When other people come to my community and they see something else than what we were thought of as before, it makes me happy because my community is growing stronger together.
I like to see the young people coming in and bringing their education with them, their pride with them, things that we've always wanted to, and have a self-sustaining tribe. For that to happen, we need to start engaging with our young people, like right now, and maybe include them in our planning and community meetings and things like that.
She always joked to me like, I'm never coming back, Mom. I'm never coming back home. I was like, you will. As a parent, when my daughter asks to come home to support her sister, it makes me feel good to see that they still have that bond together, that they have each other's support, and it's something to be proud of. I think she has her future set. All I can do is pray that she keeps her culture going and not just completely forget about it.
Justin's first visit home after being gone for a while, it was exciting. Like we were excited, like, oh, he's coming home.
It was pretty nice being back home and seeing everyone, and everyone's like asking me, especially my family, how I was doing.
He most likely will be away for more than what we would anticipate. I don't think it's because he doesn't want to return. I just think that his aspirations and his drive to be an artist are going to pull him in that direction. But I do hope that if he does need to be gone, that he knows that where he's rooted, where his roots are.
I do agree it's important for kids to leave to Pueblo, but not to forget where they came from and who they are, especially in their culture, and to go to college because you want to be prepared for the outside world because it's very different than the reservation.
Education is important, whether it's formal education or for us teaching our young people our language and our culture and those things that have survived for thousands of years. Now that we are in a position where we can actually control what is important to us, we are now trying to take a balanced approach. And how do we then integrate what's important without compromising who we are as a people?
A message to the young people pursuing their dreams and their goals after high school would be make the world your classroom, because there's a whole world out there. And so as they go out into the world to make sure that they explore different avenues and their interests, knowing that there's always a home that they can come back to.